Good evening, everybody, and welcome here to the series of Wrestling Ramble, talking WWE. Welcome to check out my other videos from this week, my Raw and SmackDown reviews specifically, and then also my trailer reaction to Wreck-It Ralph 3, trailer number 2 for that movie, Wreck-It Ralph 2, Ralph Breaks the Internet. Pretty awesome trailer for its own right, but here, like I said, talking wrestling, talking rumors, talking news, talking Monday Night Raw, talking SmackDown Live. As well as we look forward to Money in the Bank, which is going to be next weekend, not this weekend, but next weekend, next week. Here on the podcast, we're having my prediction show for Money in the Bank. Should be lively, should be fun, should be entertaining for all that you enjoy to watch for that one. But here tonight, we'll just simply be talking Raw and SmackDown, a little bit of news, and otherwise. So let's start off with Monday Night Raw. The main thing happening on Monday Night Raw is is tag team, or was the tag team battle royal, where the B team won. Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre were in the match. They were the first ones eliminated from the two-star match there. Unfortunate in a sense, especially with how the rules are. If you're one of your teammates are eliminated, the other has to be out as well. It's not it's not like your tag team's eliminated until both of them are eliminated. It's more like one's out, you're both out, sort of thing. But that's just how they wanted to book it. They could have booked it the other way, could have had the rules however they wanted. WWE, it's their company, their rules. They could have it however they wish to have it for those type of matches. I would have rather had it the other way. Not to say that then they would have booked the match differently. They still would have had the B team winning, but still would have both eliminated. I think I know why they did it that way, so then they could have Dolph Ziggler or Rhino or other, the lesser members of tag teams being the one eliminated. So that then still that other tag team member, like Drew McIntyre, still looking good face in that sense, and then being able to moving forward, especially for Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler, want to get pushed and then they'll be fine. And it's not really hurting them too much in the long scheme of things, certainly. Really was an interesting Raw overall. Baron Corbin getting a new role on Raw, being a constable. Not being the eyes and ears of Stephanie McMahon. I think the reason they're doing this and having this for Baron Corbin for the time being, I should give it like max of 4 months for the time period of this for Corbin. I think they're doing this for twofold. One, to have interaction between technically two management people and having a face heel kind of situation. Baron Corbin being the heel, Kurt Angle being the face. Because on SmackDown Live, things are different because both are faces, right? Whether it was Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan, and now Shane McMahon and Paige. Shane's been out for a little bit. He's finally got his surgery from his injuries that occurred WrestleMania and after. So hopefully he's recuperating, resting very well, and being back and ready to go back on WWE TV here soon. Look forward to that. But with that economy being what it is on SmackDown Live, Raw, not having to be, but probably want to be a little bit different with that. I mean, a face heel kind of situation there. So Baron Corbin being your heel and Kurt Angle being the face. Plus, also, as Baron Corbin being a current WWE superstar, you can still use it to his advantage for matches, changing matches in the middle of it, making rulings and this and that to get him win and garner heat from the audience, from the crowd. So hopefully that is a good thing for Baron Corbin moving forward and headstrong and maybe get a push from it moving forward. So hopefully we'll see how that goes for him. Bayley came in for a match. Again, this whole Constable Corbin thing. Bayley interjected herself in a match on Raw, helped the team win. Sasha Banks, with them removed, and Alexa Bliss was part of the team, but she left. But hey, she's a heel on a face trio team. So, yeah. Bayley came in, really kind of out of nowhere to help out. Bayley, 1, 2, 3, they get the win. But Baron Corbin, Constable Baron Corbin, changes the decision. We'll talk about Kurt Angle in Angle's office saying that shouldn't be right. Bayley shouldn't be allowed to just come on there because she's not an active participant in the actual match. It should be disqualification. Kurt Angle reluctantly agrees because Baron Corbin tells him to inform Sasha Banks, Ember Moon, and Bayley that they have not won And then, in fact, they are disqualified. Bailey specifically disqualifying that team and DQing. And the winner by DQ in the end is the Riot Squad. So the Riot Squad picking up the win there. You had your main event with Finn Balor and Kevin Owens. Yes, that guy. Pretty good eventual, awesome finishing match, main event. I actually enjoyed it for what it was. Having two pitchers in the Money in the Bank. Next week, being promoted for Fatal 4-Ways, men and women, at least on the Raw side, that have reps there. And there we go. Sorry, team members saying things aren't working with the link. So I gotta get to the link and link this up again. I need to break the walls down and break down the walls. Anyways, here we go. Hopefully it is working. And hopefully the link works overall. But as for the show overall, Monday night, it was a good show. And I certainly enjoyed especially with the Sasha Banks Bailey thing, like they're actually gonna hug it out. But then after Baron Corbin came in and said, "Hey, you're disqualified because of Bailey," then Ember Moon just walks off because they were about to partay, I guess. Gonna get crunk in the city, but either way, that wasn't the case. Either way, in the end, they were disqualified. Trying to think of other things happening on Raw. Braun Strowman doing Braun Strowman things. Braun Strowman against Bobby Roode. Those two part of the Money in the Bank as well. The other two to the four that are representing Monday Night Raw in the 8-man Money in the Bank ladder match because it's 4 Raw, 4 SmackDown Live. 4 participants coming from Monday Night Raw brand. 4 participants coming from the SmackDown Live brand. Together 8. 4 plus 4 is 8. Yes, last time I checked. And having 8 superstars for the men's and women's Money in the Bank ladder match. Both battle managers having been working in that same accord. So next week, like I said, for the men and women, at least on the Raw brand side, there's going to be Fatal 4-Ways with all the representatives of the said brand Raw, part of the men's and women's Money in the Bank ladder match being, Fatal 4-Way. And if that's going to be the case, who I see going over in that match? Well, we have Braun going over pretty much every single match he's in. Kevin Owens and Finn Balor kind of themselves out this past week. So, yeah, I see Bobby Roode winning that Fatal 4-Way, to be quite honest. That's my prediction on how they probably would book it. Just have everyone come in on top at least 2 weeks, and you never know who it could be. At least from the Raw brand side of things. And then for the women, with the 4 Raw representatives, I actually see Alexa Bliss getting the win. Unfortunately, because I'm a really big fan of hers, but she probably won't be winning next Sunday. But it be what it be, Bumblebee. Hopefully the link is working for my team members to join in the fun here tonight. Or maybe not fun, but talk WWE. Next week's going to be really fun with pay-per-view predictions, as they always are. Predictions and reviews. I always want to talk about, heading into a pay-per-view, what you think, what you're looking forward to, what you think is going to be the worst match ever in the pay-per-view, or whatever. That's going to make it a shitstorm. But I think Money in the Bank's looking stacked, looking jacked, and looking good. Bigger, faster, stronger. Now part of the Big Five. I'm loving Money in the Bank. I, bloviate and ramble about it all the time, whether it's here on the Ramble or on other programs that I'm part of, other podcasts. Either way, I'm pumped and looking forward to it. I wish I was able to get comp tickets, complimentary. That's what that means, comp tickets. I'm really had to be at this event in Chicago, Illinois. It's close by, but if you would be in, I'll join at home, and I'll be doing my live reactions as well if I am not able to be there live to the both of the ladder matches, men's Money in the Bank ladder match and the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. So that's gonna be pretty awesome. So looking forward to that and seeing how that all pans out for that. So that pretty much in a nutshell was Monday Night Raw. Like I said, I enjoyed it. I think this week's SmackDown did better than Raw, but Raw wasn't a bad show. At least I don't think. I know there's a lot of that thought it was crap and always will be crap because that's what they're used to saying or hearing from YouTubers or otherwise. But I've actually enjoyed these Raws and SmackDowns on the road to Money in the Bank. Some better than others, yes. Some weeks Raw won, some weeks SmackDown won. In my eyes, of the best show of the week. But either way, it certainly was entertaining, and I did enjoy how the shows went this week. And looking forward to how the go-home shows will go next week. It's going to be simplistic in the fact of having these two fatal four-way matches, or four of them. They might have two on SmackDown Live as well for the men's. Four representatives of SmackDown Live and for the men's Money in the Bank ladder match, and the four representatives from SmackDown Live, they're having them in a fatal four-way match, and then also for the women having the same thing. Fatal four-way for the four women that's from the SmackDown brand, SmackDown Live brand that they're representing in the 8-woman Money in the Bank ladder match there. Maybe have Lana win that one. And then for the men on that side, have Rusev and Lana win, and people think, oh, maybe that will happen. Mr. and Mrs. Money in the Bank. They'll probably not. Would be interesting, and I would even just for the shits and giggles and the reaction from people and seeing that on Twitter blowing up after the match, I would just sit back and enjoy my mug of root beer or whatever I'm drinking and just see those tweets coming in hot, fast, in a hurry, hot off the presses, so to speak. Though it's on Twitter, so maybe not exactly like that, but you know what I mean. Just coming out, spitting out quickly. That's how social media works, and that's how this generation works. Which is fine. Nothing. Don't mean that to say mean that sarcastically or negatively. It's just how it is. Sometimes I love it. Sometimes I do. But either way, it should be fun. Let's move on to SmackDown Live. SmackDown Live was fun in its own right. They're having things change up a little bit. You have the AJ Styles, Shinsuke Nakamura contract signing backstage, pre-taped, however it was, with Paige there. I kind of liked with the Money in the Bank thing, the briefcase, the logo, but the pay-per-view right behind. It should be having them sitting down, even had extra people there as, I guess, loyalty representation, I guess, even though they weren't needed or didn't say a word. They were simply extras. They didn't even get a word. Because if they got a word, they would have to be paid. So they're just extras. I know how it works. At least I think I do. Whether I actually do, I don't know. But it's one of those that they have a line at all, you have to be paid for that service, even if it is just something like that. So yeah. Anyways, moving right along. Having that kind of stuff is really interesting in its own right, but also it's interesting. Big Cass cutting a promo. Well, of course, we didn't really cutting a promo that felt like it's taking forever. And as Stephen A. even said, it's like it's still going on. So that was really interesting as well. And the New Day winning in the main event. Who had Lana and English as a tag team losing. Absolution losing in a handicap match against Asuka. Carmella looking good, looking fine. Her outfit with the SmackDown Live Women's Championship. I hope Nia Jackson and Carmella keep the titles. They leave Money in the Bank. They leave Chicago, Illinois. They leave the Midwest as the Raw and SmackDown Live Women's Champions. Not a knock on Asuka and Ronda Rousey. I just think it would be behooved to have them have longer title reigns to solidify and rectify. No, that's not a word, but to hold the title reign more in prestige, I guess, so to speak, to have it actually be legitimate in most WWE fans' eyes. Because I think Nia Jax and Carmella need that. But I've enjoyed them both being champions. I just hope it lasts a little bit longer and continue all the way to SummerSlam. Why not? You can wait a couple months, 2 months. That's all you have to wait till, and then you have them drop the title to maybe the same people. Or not. I don't know. It's one of those I don't know because it's interesting why Ronda Rousey and Asuka are ready to get challenges now and not just have things being built up or having the champions face somebody else. Different opponents, still credible and relevant that you think that they could be dropping the title to such superstar. Like Sasha Banks or Charlotte Flair getting title chances early themselves or whatever. That's why I think it would be awesome to have Charlotte Flair as Miss Money in the Bank or Alexa Bliss as Miss Money in the Bank. How they would do be just as good as when Carmella was. But usually it's good to have heels as Money in the Bank holders. It's usually the faces. If a face wins the briefcase, they probably, or as the stats would say, they won no chance in heck because they all lost, have unsuccessful cash-ins. Just how it is. With the history of the men's Money in the Bank, of course, because the women only had the inaugural one last year's event. It was so good they had to do it twice, right? Then again, it was other reasons why they did it twice. The point being is, hopefully this time, and hopefully maybe one time when we have a face win the briefcase, whether men or woman, whether a Mr. or Miss Money in the Bank, whoever it be, has a successful cash, and I would certainly hope so, believe so, and want that to be so. Now, as for news for today, and or for WWE this week, not too much. The pipeline. Sorry about that. Pipeline of news and going on and goings. One thing I did want to talk about is Brock Lesnar and him putting up his WWE Universal Championship title. From the rumors that I've been hearing, Observer and otherwise, reputable sites, and even my one source that I do have, saying that Brock Lesnar probably won't be defending the title until SummerSlam, and it's still up in the air who he's going to face, whether it's Seth Rollins or Roman Reigns. Either way, it's going to be interesting to see how that goes moving forward. But hopefully it'll be Roman Reigns because it makes more sense to have Roman be the one to beat Brock. I mean, it seems to be built up that way. And heck, would have been great if Roman Reigns actually won at WrestleMania. But I did want that to happen. But all in all, like I said, Raw and SmackDown, good shows. I think SmackDown did it better, SmackDown Live. And it seems like that's a consistency in the live polls that I do, or Insta polls, that Raw is usually terrible or okay to my voters, my fans, and for SmackDown Live, it's good or great. So both, the opposite spectrums, negative and positive. They're on the four options you have when voting in the Raw and SmackDown Live Insta polls. But either way, good shows, good events, and certainly going to be looking forward to how everything goes on moving forward for the pay-per-views. You have Money in the Bank and you have Extreme Rules. And SummerSlam. So with all the events coming up and getting to that point, it'll be interesting to see how it goes. Good girl. All in all, I think that should be it for me to talk about here tonight. Talking WWE. So my team was actually trying to get in. But the link is not working for them, so I bid adieu. Hopefully they can make it next week. The link hopefully will work next week to talk Money in the Bank. Money in the Bank, talk about the pay-per-view predicted and otherwise. So hope you all have a great rest of your evening. And next week we continue like we do each and every other week. And Saturdays I'm on my other channel, Animated Awesomeness, where I'll be reviewing the season finale, our mid-season finale of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. But I will be doing that in the afternoon over there on that channel, Animated Awesomeness. Simply look that up. But let me check one more time with my messages and see if any of them are trying to get back. You don't know. I don't know. But either way, okay, I'll let them go, and I will talk to you all. Hope you have a great rest of your evening. Have a great weekend. See you back here Monday for the Raw review for the Go Home Raw to Money in the Bank. Enjoy the weather. Enjoy your time. And above all else, as always, take care.